The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that a dangerous web of betrayal, hidden agendas, and family secrets is about to explode at the very heart of Forrester Creations. It all begins when Ridge Forrester, already stressed from a major client pulling out of a multi-million-dollar fashion deal, receives a mysterious envelope with no return address. Inside, a sleek USB drive. Locking himself inside his office, Ridge plugs it into his laptop, and what he sees drains the color from his face. The footage is grainy but clear enough. Thomas, his own son, is seen inside the design archive room, switching out one of Steffi's original designs with his own, just hours before the Paris runway debut. Worse still, the USB contains files of email exchanges between Thomas and someone identified only as S. These messages speak in cryptic but sinister tones. Phrases like "Phase 1 is complete," and "the crown must fall before we take the throne." Ridge is paralyzed. Is this real? A setup? Or has Thomas once again betrayed the family? Meanwhile, Thomas appears completely calm. At the Hope for the Future office, he's slowly re-entering Hope's world. Not forcefully but methodically. He praises her work, respects boundaries, shares inside jokes. When he casually asks her to dinner, Hope hesitates then agrees. Just as co-parents, she insists. But when Thomas leaves the room, his expression shifts. A slow, calculating smile crosses his face. Elsewhere, Liam is spiraling into a storm of jealousy and dread. He catches wind of Hope's dinner with Thomas and loses control. Barging into Forrester Creations, he accuses Thomas of playing a long con. But Ridge doesn't leap to Thomas's defense. He looks Liam dead in the eyes and says, "You may not be wrong." That statement shakes Liam. What do you mean? Ridge doesn't answer. There's too much at stake. At the Cliff House, Steffi is handed shocking news of her own. A private investigator shows her blurry surveillance footage of a woman visiting a Beverly Hills plastic surgery clinic under the alias Cassandra Minetti. The woman in the footage bears a terrifying resemblance to Sheila Carter. It can't be, Finn says, trying to comfort her. But Steffi knows better. Sheila's not the type to stay dead. She's the type to hide in plain sight. Back at Il Giardino, Deacon notices something strange. A new waitress has started. She's quiet, wears gloves, keeps her face turned away. One night, in the reflection of a polished stainless steel fridge door, Deacon catches her full face and freezes. It's Sheila, or someone who looks exactly like her. But when he turns, she's gone. Just vanished. Deacon doesn't report it. Not yet. He starts asking subtle questions, watching, waiting. Back at Forrester, Carter Walton brings urgent findings to Ridge. A long paper trail shows funds being siphoned in tiny increments. Nothing obvious at first, but over time, the losses add up to hundreds of thousands. Cross-checking with the USB files confirms it. This financial sabotage is linked to the same source, the mysterious S. Ridge's mind is racing. Someone is guiding Thomas. But who? And why? Brooke walks in and sees the stress on Ridge's face. "What's going on?" she asks. Ridge reluctantly shows her the video. Brooke watches in horror, hand over her mouth. "Ridge, that's your son." Ridge's jaw clenches. "And if I don't stop this now, he could become the one who destroys us all." Hope, meanwhile, finds an envelope slipped under the door of her cabin. Inside, photographs of Thomas meeting a hooded figure in a parking garage and exchanging a black duffel bag. A chilling note reads, "You're sleeping next to a lie." Hope doesn't know what to think. She confronts Thomas, who smoothly claims it was a favor for a stylist friend who was behind on deadlines. "That's all," he insists, his eyes soft and apologetic. Hope wants to believe him, but something gnaws at her. Eric Forrester is pulled into the inner circle. When Ridge tells him about the S connection, Eric's face darkens. There was a designer once, Silvana Russo. Ruthless. Brilliant. She blamed me for destroying her fashion empire in Italy decades ago. When the Forrester name rose, hers crumbled. Ridge looks stunned. Could she be back? Eric nods. She swore she'd return and ruin everything we built. Now it's possible she's using Thomas to get inside, for revenge. At the same time, Charlie Weber, the security head, uncovers that the building's internal cameras were tampered with on multiple dates. always just before a show or financial decision. It's an inside job, coordinated and precise. And whoever is behind it knows how to cover tracks. Except now the Forrester family is beginning to trace the pattern. Somewhere across the ocean, a luxury villa overlooking the Amalfi Coast hides something dark. Inside, a woman with silver hair and glacial blue eyes sips espresso while reviewing a wall filled with photos of the Forresters. Ridge, Steffi, Eric, Hope, even Thomas. At the center of the board is Thomas, circled in red. The woman, Silvana Russo, smiles coldly and picks up a secure phone. Phase 2 is ready, she says in a thick Italian accent. The puppet dances. Now we cut the strings. And inside Forrester, Thomas receives a one-line text. It's time. You know what to do. He deletes it, walks to Steffi's office with a sketchpad, and says, I've got something that'll redefine the brand. Steffi beams. Let's do it. Behind his charming smile, Thomas's eyes burn with something far more dangerous. At Forrester Creations, the shadows grow longer. Steffi, unknowingly standing at the center of a grand betrayal, is completely taken in by Thomas's charm. His new line proposal dazzles her. Modern, edgy, with whispers of legacy yet bold enough to catch international markets. She doesn't suspect that the designs, while brilliant, have been laced with hidden symbols, one Silvana insisted on including. A secret signature from the woman who wants to erase the Forrester name from fashion forever. Meanwhile, Ridge works day and night to connect the dots. He's torn between his loyalty as a father and his duty to protect the family legacy. You can't just sit on this, Ridge. If you do nothing, we all fall. Ridge finally agrees. He and Carter decide to confront Thomas, but stealthily, to get confirmation before taking action. They plant a tracker on Thomas's phone, and a listening bug in his office. What they uncover is worse than they imagined. Thomas is indeed communicating with Silvana, but it's not just business. It's personal. Voice recordings reveal Thomas saying, I don't care about their empire anymore. Let it burn. Let them see what it's like to be ignored, overlooked, blamed for every disaster. You said I'd have the throne. Make sure you keep your promise. Silvana's voice, elegant yet venomous, replies, You shall be the last Forrester standing. Meanwhile, Deacon continues his quiet surveillance of the mysterious waitress at Il Giardino. One night, after hours, he follows her to a parking garage. There, he sees her remove her wig and gloves. It's Sheila. Alive. Very much alive. But before he can react, a hand clamps over his mouth. Another man, tall, unfamiliar, warns him, Stay out of this, or we'll make Hope disappear. Deacon freezes. He nods. He can't risk his daughter's life. He returns home, defeated, unsure what to do next. Back at Forrester, Hope discovers Thomas's tablet left open. She hesitates, then taps the screen. A folder labeled 4S opens, revealing sketches, internal financial reports, and detailed attack strategies, specifically against Steffi, Ridge, and even Hope herself. She stumbles back, shaking. The man she thought was changing has only become more dangerous. She grabs her phone and secretly texts Liam. You were right. It's worse than we thought. Liam rushes to her. Together, they approach Ridge and show him everything. Now Ridge has no choice. It's time to act. The next morning, Thomas is called into the Forrester boardroom. Inside sit Ridge, Steffi, Hope, Carter, and Eric. The atmosphere is ice cold. Ridge begins. You've hurt this family before. But this time, it's beyond repair. Thomas tries to deny it, but Hope steps forward and plays the voice recording. Silence falls. Steffi looks horrified. You were going to destroy me, she whispers. Thomas's mask cracks. You all turned your backs on me. I gave everything to this family, and you left me in the dark. Eric, with tears in his eyes, says, You were never in the dark. You chose this path. Ridge sighs, defeated. You're suspended from all Forrester operations, effective immediately. Security will escort you out. As Thomas is let out, he turns to Hope. I never meant to hurt you. Hope's face is stone. But you did. Meanwhile, Silvana receives the news in her Amalfi villa. Calmly, she closes her laptop and pours herself wine. So the boy broke. No matter. They've only won the battle. She walks into another room where several mannequins wear Forrester-inspired knockoffs, each one more corrupted than the last. The war has just begun. That evening, Sheila, now exposed, confronts Deacon at his apartment. "You owe me," she hisses. "You told me to disappear and I did. But I'm back now, and I need your help." Deacon refuses. "I won't betray Hope." Sheila laughs. "You already have, by staying silent." Meanwhile, Finn and Steffi increase security at their home. The children are kept under constant watch. Steffi is shaken to the core, not just from Thomas's betrayal, but knowing that Sheila may be alive and near. Liam, feeling vindicated, doubles down on protecting Hope, while Ridge begins repairing the pieces of a fractured empire. But unknown to them all, Sylvana has already begun Phase 3. She has infiltrated one of Forrester's European factories and recruited loyal insiders to start leaking designs. She's building her own label, La Fenice, using Forrester's own secrets. She sends Ridge a single red feather in the mail. No note, just the feather. Ridge stares at it and whispers, "La Fenice the Phoenix. She's rising." He knows this isn't over. In a final twist, Thomas is seen walking into an unknown location in the dark. Sylvana is waiting. He bows his head. "I'm sorry. I failed." Sylvana places her hand on his shoulder. "Not yet, darling. The ashes must fall before the flame is reborn." And with that, the next chapter begins, silent, cold, and deadly.